I'm coming your way today with a little bit of a question for us to consider. I asked it to the detention center kiddos that I hold space with once a week. I'm very blessed to go into that space and to meet them and be a part of their day and share light, share curiosity, share the reminder that we are worthy, we are whole, we are made on purpose with great purpose, each and all of us. And for me, right, that was found through pain. And I think a lot of us, right, it's found through the trials, the tribulations, the trauma, the grief, the real human stuff that we endure. Use it to evolve and ascend into the loving, kind, just beings that we can be. And the world needs that more than ever. So the question I have for us is to consider right now all the ways that we're being impacted by the world and the current realities of all the things that are happening. And whether or not you are aware, which I feel like this community, we're a little bit more aware, awoke, and I applaud that. I bow deeply to that. That's not always easy. It's not always comfortable. Yet at least it gives us some sort of route through. Awareness is always the first step, right? To be aware of what is happening, but not to get drowned in it. So we're impacted right now. We're impacted right now by all things, always, no matter what. But the question I have for us is to remind us that we can also impact. We can impact that which is impacting us. We can impact ourselves. We can impact each other. We can impact our relationships, right? Like we also have skin and soul and strength and skill in this game. And I need us to remember that. Because when it gets too heavy, when it gets too traumatic, when it gets too heavy with grief, challenge, instability, we tend to forget that because we're just doing our best to survive. Survive, please take care of yourself in all the ways that you can. And also remember who you are and that you have impact here. I have impact here. We have impact here, even against all that's impacting us. So my question, y'all, my question for you to consider today, to sit with, to breathe with, is like, what can you do in this moment right here, right now, that your future self is going to thank you for, right? And future self can be an hour from now, a minute from now, a breath from now. Future self could be like a whole decade from now, right? Like it can be whatever you want that future self. And it could be multiple future selves, right? I don't think it's singular to like a breath from now future self and then 10 years. It's like the whole widespread accordion of future self. What can you do here and now today in your breath, in your body, in your life, in your choices, in your mindsets, in your attitudes, your actions? What can you do today that your future self is going to thank you for? Like applaud you and celebrate you and be like looking back and saying, that was the moment, that was the thing, and that generated this potential, this progress, this peace, this person that I am now today, thanks to the effort I put in way behind me. But the behind me now is happening now. So what can you do today, here and now, that your future self is going to thank you for? And as I asked that to the kids yesterday, y'all, they always amaze me. Please know that. Sometimes detention center kiddos get a bad rap. We have a judgment. We have a perception that they're wrong or they're bad, and they're not. They're kids. They're kids that have gone through a lot of hardship and need a lot of love and deserve a lot of love. And that love could actually be the very foundation catalyst that creates them to learn from the past, learn from the present, and move forward in a direction that's actually progressive, purposeful, full of peace. They deserve that. So they surprise me all the time in the best ways, and I'm so blessed to be in their company. But some of the answers that came up in that reflection question for the group was like, one of the students said, they can find contentment here. Even in the circumstances that they're in, they can be content and find peace. And I asked, well, will that contentment and peace do for the future self? And they shared that, it creates a lot less agitation, a lot less anxiety, a lot less fear for what's to come. If I'm present, if I'm able to just have contentment, which is a huge piece of our practice, y'all, Santosha Yamas or Niyamas, contentment. And here they are, young bodies and beings going through a really traumatic, hard experience, and they're willing to find contentment in the now in hopes of benefiting their future self. So I applauded that. Some of them named that, bringing awareness to what they're about to say or their attitudes and response and reactions to the folks around them, right? Like if I show a little bit more patience, if I show a little bit more kindness, if I'm not so quick to like let the toxins off my tongue now and today, the future self's going to thank me because I'm not going to be, in the same rut or pattern or points get taken. I'm not a big fan about punitive punishment, but I'm in the system working with it. So like, not to lose points and to gain some privilege and access due to the awareness of like, how am I showing up? I was very impressed with this group and just the things that, they can do in real time that again, our future self's going to applaud us for. So I wanted to ask you that for yourself. And then I want to stretch us just a little bit because that's what I'm here to do. And what is something that we can do here now today with this breath, this body, this life, this here and now that our collective future selves, like not just singular to the story of me or you or I, but us and we and even further generations, which that's the cool thing about the future is like, I don't even have to be here, but I got some skin, soul, strength in the game, right? Like, and so do you. So what is something that we could do today that our collective self, future selves is going to look back and be like, damn, that was awesome. And I'm so grateful that you did that. And we can think small here, sustainable, something like, I don't even know, like what's something I could do today that our collective self will benefit from and being really mindful of any hurt, hate, harm that I might generate due to my own agitations, frustrations with the world. Keeping my mind as clear and conscious as I possibly can, to remember that we manifest what we think we attract. And I want a world that's peaceful, loving, kind, and just. So I got to make sure that my mind can like rewire and route and rest into that current, even regardless of, again, the circumstances that I'm in. Collective self, I can get more educated. I can read a book today that maybe stretches my mind a little bit more. I can call and cultivate maybe an email or a phone call to, someone in legislation, politics, power, that type of thing to like name all the things that I'm like, no, 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 this is so inhumane, unjust, unfair, not the American dream that I was sold and told. So, speak up. That's something I can do. I can notice the way trauma comes into my body and the memory of things and pulls me to the past. And instead of like going backwards, I can take a pause and I'm not there anymore. I'm here right now. I don't need to think that way. I don't need to behave that way. I don't need to be afraid right now, even though I know there's a lot that is happening that can scare us. I can lend a hand. I can look and wave to that person that maybe is dodging and dipping me and be like, hey, look, I see you. I can leverage some money maybe if I have that capacity to someone out there who's going to be able to use that for folks that are already marginalized, forgotten. I speak up. I already named that, but I think that's also something I can continue to do is share truth in ways that maybe are a little more generative and receptive. I don't know. There's so much. And I think I have to sit with that too for a little bit here and really consider, what is the long-term ripple of my here and now and making sure that it's not just singular to me here and now, but to each and all of us, this collective well-being that we're all worthy of. So I'm curious if you can sit with those questions today, if you can sit with those questions, move with those questions, drive in the car with those questions, doodle with those questions, move with those questions. And of course, feel free to share in the comments below. I would love to know what is something you are doing here now today that your future self is going to benefit from, celebrate, high five, applaud, bow deeply to. And what is something that you're doing today that the collective soul, body, being of who we are is going to also do the same. And those things might even intersect, y'all. I don't think they're separate. I think it's all woven. I think it's all a part of the same stuff. The way I take care of myself, I'm better able to like be open and receptive to the care I can serve out into the world, right? Like no separation, no separation. And there's no separation between here and now and that future. So let us progress. Let us practice what this practice is all about. And that is non-harm, that is non-violence, that is living in a liberated way for everyone and everything and everywhere all at once. So we got work to do. We got work to do. And the work happens here and now. I love you so much. We'll be back at the Hive next Saturday. Hope to see you here. If you're local, if you're able to come into the space, just come and show up as you are. This community is so loving, so supportive, awkward in the best ways. My people, your people, our people, y'all, they're here if you feel called. I love you so much. Share in the comments below because I would love to know. All right, I would love to know. Taking a big breath in and out with you, for you, alongside you. Let that be the pace. Until next time, y'all. Thank you.